Hello children, I hope you all are doing fine and safe at home. So today we are going to discuss a new poem and the name of the poem is The Shed, written by Frank Flynn. So before we are going into the poem, let us discuss something. So do you know what a shed is? So there are different type of sheds are there like a cow shed, a tool shed, and a vehicle shed, etc. So the shed is a small room that will be away from the main house for storing or keeping unwanted things, tools, vehicle, etc. Okay, so that is called shed. So today our topic also related to shed. So from the topic itself we can understand that the poem is about the shed, isn't it? So now we will move on to the poem The Shed, written by Frank Flynn. So is our author Frank Flynn, you can see in this picture. So he was born on December 6, 1906, Sydney in Australia. So he was died on 29 July 2000. So he written many books like The Living Art, The Northern Gateway, Rebuilding the Beacon, Point Smith, Port Essington. So now we will move on to the poem lines. Listen carefully. There is a shed at the bottom of a garden with the spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. I'll open the door one day. So in the third line, hinges means a movable joint in the door. So like this you can see in this picture. So here the I refers to the poet. Okay. So in the first stanza, the poet says that at the bottom of his garden there was a shed. So bottom means at the end of his garden. So he says that there is a spider web hanging across the door. For example, if there is no cleanliness, no proper maintenance means the spider web will come, isn't it? So it symbolizes that it was a very old shed. So then the poet says that hardly nobody goes inside the shed, therefore the hinges, that means the door joints, have become rusty. So rusty means, for example, if we did not use the iron things for many days, what will happen? The rust will come, isn't it? So the door joints have become more rusty and make a lot of noise whenever the wind makes them move. So then when the poet is peacefully lying in his bed, he sometimes hears noises from the shed. So the poet wanted to open the door of the shed someday. Like that the poet explained in the first stanza. Now we will move on to the second stanza. Listen carefully. There is a dusty old window around at the side with three cracked panes of glasses. I often think there is someone staring at me each time that I pass. I will peep through that window one day. So in the second stanza, the poet says that whenever the poet passes through this shed, he gets a strange feeling that as if someone was staring at him. So to find out that, the poet wants to peep inside the shed. Like that he explained in the second stanza. So now we will move on to the third stanza. Listen carefully. My brother says there is a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards, and if I ever dare to set foot inside, he will jump out and chop off my head. But I will take a peek one day. So in the third stanza, the poet says that the poet's brother always talking about the presence of ghost inside the shed, and even he wants the poet that if poet went inside the shed, the ghost would chop off his head. That means the ghost will cut off his head like that. However, the poet does not much frightened because he know that his brother is telling lie. So still the poet wished that one day step inside the shed to prove himself. Like that the poet explained in the third stanza. So now we will move on to the final stanza. Listen carefully. I know that there is not really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There is not anyone staring or making strange noises. And the spider has been gone from his web since I don't know when. I will go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. So in the fourth stanza, the poet says that he is able to understand that there is no ghost inside the shed. So he understands that there is actually nobody inside the shed who stares at him or making those strange noises, and the spider also no longer there. So then the poet says that his brother had been telling him lies because he wanted to retain the shed for his own self. So therefore very soon the poet wants to go inside the shed to prove himself. So finally the poet says that this can't happen immediately. Like that the poet explained in the last stanza. So what did you understand from this poem, The Shed? So the poem teaches that we should not believe in baseless and imaginative stories about the ghost and other supernatural creatures, because these stories are mostly used by the people for their own benefits, isn't it? So I hope you all understood the poem. Thank you.